Hello, everyone. Is this mic working?
Yep.
Over there? Yep, great. That's me. That's my face right there. So today I'll be talking about how you can multiply yourself with an AI team or AI teammates. Who's using ChatGPT here every day? Who's not used it at all? I mean, okay, great. That would have been interesting. So 3 years ago, I had a full-time job. I worked in fintech and financial services. I worked with big teams, big engineering teams and data scientists, where we deployed what most people would probably find uninteresting, but it was very interesting for me. We deployed fraud solutions using AI. We also deployed identity solutions using AI. So basically deploying AI-powered solutions that, one, uses a lot of data, two, improves customer experiences, and three, help the businesses that I worked for make better decisions. So that was my background. I was really into it, working 9 to 5, earning about 100K plus. I was comfortable. But then I got bored, and then ChatGPT came. Well, actually, I got divorced first. And then, not that ChatGPT made the divorce happen, but then ChatGPT came out. I was like, holy cow, I can be more of myself. So I multiplied myself. Quit the job, got divorced, thought I'm gonna do something with my life. I'm gonna start a business. I became a founder. I started not just 1, 2, but 3 businesses. And then I became a speaker. Like I was in the office, and then all of a sudden, I'm in stages like these. The biggest audience that I was a speaker at was 2,000 at the Web Summit. I was like, holy cow, who is this person? I'm also a consultant. So I help companies that are still in the financial services, like I couldn't leave it. But I help them build AI agents on Microsoft Copilot or my company. I also became a podcast host. And I launched 2 newsletters, and I publish twice a week. And I also coach executives. I became more of myself. I've unlocked my potential. And that's what generative AI gave me. It not only multiplied myself, but it allowed me to become me. And that's what I do. So after 2 years now, almost 2 years now of operating in my businesses, I now talk and help teams unlock their growth, multiply their teams with AI, and allow them to become more of themselves by talking about LLMs, how to build an ecosystem around your prompts so that it becomes systemized and you're building AI teammates, and how to go beyond ChatGPT. My mission is simple. No one gets left behind in the time of AI. But the biggest unlock for me is connection. So yes, I started my business, arguably successful for some people. For me, it's always like, no, I want to do more. I want to be more. But the biggest unlock for me, despite kind of like the unlock being technological, is that I've been able to connect with people more, with our customers, with our clients. That's the real unlock of generative AI. But before I dive into how I did that, what are AI agents anyway? Like Shen, we hear AI agents, they don't do nothing. Who here can guess when the first AI was first coined? What was the year? Don't Google. The term itself, artificial intelligence. Wow, this woman is very close. 56. So the concept of AI, something that can imitate a human task, has existed for decades. 56. The first initial versions of AI was a hand that could pick up a yellow ball in a sea of blue balls. And then came AI that could play chess and defeat grandmasters. And then came your machine learning, your Netflix recommendation, your GPS, your Siri, your Alexa. Those are versions of AI. Or when you apply for a neobank, like a bank account, and then the decision is like that. It's a snap of a second. That's AI behind it. Then came generative AI. You got your ChatGPT, your language models that can generate an output at the back of an input. Really smart autocomplete. Could generate images, text, music, videos. And then there's this concept of AGI, human-level problem-solving skills. And then you've got artificial superintelligence. So ASI, the first time I heard superintelligence was by a book written by a British author in 2014. Think Big Brother. So it surpasses human capabilities to problem solve or achieve goals. Where do we think are we at right now? I can hear whispers. Yes, of course. Yes. So when people talk about AI agents, and this is where the confusion is, people are saying, is it AGI? And you got someone like Mark Zuckerberg who's saying, I'm releasing personal superintelligence soon. And you've got Sam Altman saying, in your pocket you've got 5 PhDs and we're very close to AGI. In reality, what's available in the market anyway, we're still in generative AI. And we talk about AI agents, it's something that we can configure. So we can configure an environment around an LLM and get them to remember some things, get them to do some things, get them to work with some other AI. But it's configured. It's narrow. We designed that agent. It's not AGI. That's where we're at. So I just wanted to clarify that. OK, now we move on to some juicy stuff. I just drank Coke and I'm a little too much information. If you can hire someone to unlock business growth, what would their main skill be? So right now, I want you to think about your biggest pain point in your business. And I want you to think, if I could just hire someone right now without me thinking about the overhead cost, me thinking about the strategy just in an instant, what would this person be good at? I've got here some skills that you can consider. Hard prompts, coding, maths, creative writing, instruction following, and longer query. So these are some skills that AI has. Now, if you had to guess which language model is best at all of the, actually, I'm going to ask for one skill. Which language model do you think is best at maths?
None. Language models are very bad at math.
Point. What about coding? In the market, what's available today, what's the language model that's best at coding right now in the market? Claude Code. Very good guess. And what about, last one, creative writing? ChatGPT. So there is a website, not affiliated, but I absolutely love this website, called lmarena.ai. And if you visit this website, you're going to see a table of language models. There's about 200 in there. You can battle these language models. And you can vote which one is the best language models. But in the context of choosing which language model do I use or build with, when I'm building something that allows me to multiply a team, first, select a skill, then choose a language model that matches the skill. So Claude has always been good at coding. 4.5 and Claude Code are great. And if you're writing, for example, for me, well, you might say, Shan, there's 200 of them. I have a cheat code. I'm happy for you to take a screenshot. But week on week, I share this with everyone, and I update this on a monthly basis. With anything creative writing that's thought leadership stuff, I actually revert to 3.7 Sonnet, which I think is better for longer stuff. For socials, I use Gemini. For maths, I actually like Grok 4. And for research, right now, Gemini 2.5 Pro is the best language model. So this is the first thing that you have to do when you're thinking about, okay, how do I use AI? Or what model do I use if I want to build something that solves this problem? First, think of that specific skill that you need. for this teammate to have, and then choose your language model. But how do we build repeatable systems around these language models? Do I just have subscriptions with Gemini, Grok, ChatGPT? How do I systemize my prompts? How do I actually not have to go back and forth with my AI? First, you create a job spec. So similarly, when we're growing our team, our actual human team, the first thing that we do is write a job spec, correct? Yes, Shen, correct. And it's the same with AI. There are 3 types of prompts. They're quite popular. I mean, there's loads of types of prompts. But then you've got the one-shot where you ask, write me an email. It's one-shot prompt. You ask, and then you receive. Then there's the having a conversation where you go back and forth and say, can you help me with this task? And then AI will ask, what task? So you can have that conversation and build that output. The third type of prompt is how you can build repeatable systems out of your prompt. And that is what I like to call the job spec or system prompts. So if you're working with agencies or fractionals, you start with a brief, right? Or a job spec. It's the same with AI. Writing a clear job spec and a brief will allow your AI to perform better. Now, there's a lot of frameworks. I bet a couple of the speakers earlier already shared maybe their framework of how to build effective prompts, and this time how to build effective system prompts. My framework is called R code, so it's easy to remember. R stands for audience participation. Come on, give me energy. Role, nice one. C, context. O, objective. T, task, I heard. And then E is the output, expected output. So you don't have to follow this step by step. You just have to make sure that when you're working with your AI, when you're building that job spec, the system prompt, you have all of these elements in. You give it the role, you give it the clear objective, context about your business, you give it the specific tasks you want it to perform, and you define exactly what you want to receive. Is it a table? Is it a paragraph? Be very clear, and your output will be better. Now, we go into knowledge and RAG. So when you're hiring someone, you put the job spec out, and then you interviewed people, you selected a candidate. What do you do next? You onboard them with knowledge. Here's my company handbook. Or if in their marketing, here's my branding guidelines. You have to learn it. Now, in the world of AI, it's the same next step. You give them the knowledge. And this has really revolutionized the world of generative AI, RAG. So in generative AI, with just the LLM, when you ask them a question, what they do is they use its training data to give you an output. And if you think about a generative AI's training data, what is it built on? Reddit, Wikipedia, all of the web. So they're going to be irrelevant if it doesn't have your context. Now, RAG has unlocked that. With RAG, a generative AI not only uses its training data, but you're designing it to actually use your company's data. So it performs in the way that, one, you briefed it to perform, and two, with the right context so that it can perform well for you. Okay, so we've hired someone, we gave it the knowledge. Now, we're seeing a lot of a flurry of AI solutions like, oh my God, there's so many solutions, I feel overwhelmed, I don't know what to use, I don't know what to choose. The thing that you have to do is to make sure that whatever AI tool you want to try or AI agent you might want to build for your team, it has to be aligned with your goal. Now, as a small business, I was operating solo, 1.5 solo for a while, and then I grew my team more recently. I did not touch anything that would not allow me to make revenue. So for every AI solution that I explored, it had to be aligned with my North Star goal. I had to make money. I had, in January of 24, I remember thinking, should I go back to the Philippines? Because I had literally was running out of cash. And I had about $100 to build a landing page and a very scrappy MVP. I was like, what do I do with, like, actually this chance to stay in the UK? I was like, why don't we experiment? I was a PM, and I was like, why don't we try it out? But I was really focused on that goal. It's like, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to make money. And that's allowed me to use AI in the right way that made me money. So with that really clear North Star, I want to make money. I want to sell to businesses. I started mapping out, okay, what are the AI solutions that I need right now? I said legal, growth, operations, strategy, and sales. So everything that I explored, every agent that I built had to be aligned with one of these. If it didn't, I'm not going to touch it. What does that look like? So as soon as I figured out that these are the things that I want to do, these are the things that I focused on, I now had a framework. I'm going to choose the right LLM for the right job. I'm going to start building the right knowledge and memory for my agents so that they can just perform using my own context. I'm going to treat them like my teammates. The same framework when you're hiring someone. You write a job spec, you onboard them with the knowledge, you give it time and train, and then you give them the right tools so that they can perform as your teammate. Doing that, as a solo business owner for a while, now with a team, I managed to reach 5,000, actually 6,000 businesses globally now, without being funded, ever, just using revenue. We now have processed 700,000 conversations on our platform, and we have reached over 150 countries in the world with nothing. How incredible is that? We multiplied ourselves, and we reached so many people. And here's an example of this system that I've built using generative AI. I think, is this video playable?
Did you send the link?
I sent the link and the PDF.
It would be from the PDF. So we can share the link in the chat so everybody can go to it.
No video. Down.
Did you share the transcription with an LLM?
Yeah, sorry?
Did you share the transcription with an LLM?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A summary of the
Yeah, a transcript is gold for AI. You know, if the transcript holds a lot of data that you can utilize for your business for sure. But what I have here in your screen are some of my teammates that I use every day. I've got analysts, campaign managers, social media workers, accountant, salespeople that have helped me run my business. Now, I'm a small business. Again, you know, like I started with pretty much literally $100. But we've been able to grow, helping thousands of businesses use generative AI to unlock growth. And that's it. I've got my free newsletter. Feel free to subscribe. We talk about generative AI in Business Daily. Well, once a week I publish. And thank you.